Hello, I am Dr. Poona Bose and I am continuing with the lecture on topic time dependent perturbation theory. So in general we can write the equation as iota h cross ak dot to the power of s plus 1. This is equal to summation over n ak raised to the power of s h dash Hamiltonian h dash kn e raised to the power of iota omega kn into t. Let it be equation number 11c, where s can have all values like 0, 1, 2, etc. We can write any order of equation by writing equation 11c. So let us start. Let us write the equation for 0th order perturbation. From equation 11a, iota h cross ak dot of the order 0 is equal to 0. Therefore, ak dot is also equal to 0. That is d by dt of ak dot 0 equal to 0. Hence, ak of the order of 0 can be a constant in time. Hence, ak 0 equal to 1 for k equal to m, and m order of 0 is equal to 1. Ak equal to iota h cross raised to the power of minus 1 matrix h dash km e raised to the power of iota omega km into t. Let it be equation number 12. Now, let us derive the first order perturbation. Now, integrating equation 12 gives ak function of t 1, that is first order. This is equal to iota h cross raised to the power of minus 1. Integration limits from minus infinity to t, and this is matrix h dash km multiplied by e raised to the power of iota omega km into t into dt. This is equation number 13. The constant of integration is taken to be 0 in order that ak1 be 0 at t equal to minus infinity before the perturbation is applied. Now, let us take another important term, that is perturbation constant in time. Now, let us consider a perturbation that is constant in time and that it operates only during the time from 0 to t, that is matrix h dash km, which is equal to 0. H dash matrix is equal to 0 for limits from minus infinity is when minus infinity is less than t dash, and this is less than 0. For 0 less than or equal to t dash, or less than or equal to t, and for t dash greater than 0. Let it be equation number 14. Now, substituting equation 14 in equation 13, we have ak1 function of t is iota h cross raised to the power of minus 1. Integration limit from 0 to t matrix h dash km e raised to the power of iota km into t dash multiplied by d dash. Now, solving this equation, we can take h dash km matrix outside the integration sign because this is independent of time. Therefore, we can write this equation by taking it outside the integration sign, and we take the integration of e raised to the power of iota omega km into t into dt dash omega km into t dash multiplied by dt dash. Now, the value of this has been calculated as e raised to the power of iota omega km t dash upon iota omega km, and the lower limit is 0 and the upper limit is t. So the final value of ak1 function of t equal to minus matrix h dash km divided by omega km into h cross e raised to the power of iota omega km into t minus 1. This is equation number 15. Hence, the first order, the probability of the system from mth state to k state is given by ak1 function of t absolute value whole square equal to matrix h dash km divided by omega km whole square upon h cross whole square absolute value of the upper term that is multiplied by e raised to the power of omega t minus 1 whole square of this term. This is equation number 16. Using the relation limit of x tending to 0 e raised to the power of iota x minus 1, this is equal to 2 iota e raised to the power of iota x by 2 sine of x by 2 equal to twice iota sine x by 2. Now we have limit of x tending to 0 e raised to the power of iota x minus 1 absolute value whole square equal to 4 sine square x by 2. Therefore, e raised to the power of iota omega km into t minus 1 whole square equal to 4 sine square omega km into t by 2. Substituting this value in equation 16, we have ak1 function of t whole square. This is equal to 4 matrix h dash km whole square divided by omega km whole square multiplied by h square multiplied by sine square omega km divided by 2. Let it be equation number 17. Now, the physical interpretation of this first order term perturbation. Now, for explaining equation 17 theoretically, we plot a graph between sine square omega km upon 2. We plot a graph between sine square omega km t divided by 2 upon omega km square as a function of omega km. That is, we have taken this sine square value along the y-axis and this omega km along the x-axis. The graph is shown in this figure with a peak value or maximum value at 0 equal to with value of omega km equal to 0, and the other values for the other values we have smaller peaks. Here the major maxima is probability curve occurs at omega km equal to 0, that is for ek equal to em. If we substitute omega km equal to x in sine square omega km into t by 2 divided by omega km whole square, we get that sine square omega km into t divided by 2 divided by omega km whole square equal to sine square x t upon 2 divided by x square, or expanding in terms of sine square can be expanded. Sine square xt by 2 can be expanded if xt is small. So, neglecting the higher powers, we have the value as x square upon we have 1 upon x square multiplied by xt by 2 whole square. So this gives us, substituting this value, we have t square by 4. Hence, from the above relation, height of the main peak is proportional to t raised to the power of t square upon 4, and the intensity or probability curve touches the omega km axis at the points where sine square xt upon 2 upon x square equal to 0. This occurs at points where xt by 2 is equal to plus minus r pi or x equal to plus minus 2 pi r by t, where r is an integer, that is r equal to 0, 1, 2, etc. Thus, x equal to omega km can be written as plus minus 2 pi r by t equal to, which can have values like 0, plus minus 2 pi upon t, plus minus 4 pi upon t, plus minus 6 pi upon t, etc., which are shown in this figure. The values on the right hand side are positive values and the values on the left hand side are negative values. Now, where r is an integer and r equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, etc., and the width of the peak is proportional to 1 upon t, and the height of the peak is proportional to t square. Hence, the area under the curve is proportional to 1 upon t multiplied by t square. Hence, the time of application of the perturbation, that is the time of application of the perturbation. These results derived under constant perturbation for a definite time are analogous to the single slit diffraction experiments and are applicable to the problems of experiments where emission of radiation and excitation is involved in elementary systems. So this is all about perturbation theory and its physical interpretation. Now, physical interpretation from the figure. For sufficiently large value of t, the area under the central peak is much greater than that of the neighboring peaks, and hence most transitions take place to states under the main peak. If we have a system with Hamiltonian H0 and if the system interacts with an external agency with an interaction Hamiltonian H dash, then there are transitions in the system, and it is observed that there is a definite transition rate from a fixed initial state to the final state, that is for the from the mth state to the kth state. So this is all about the time dependent perturbation theory and the physical interpretation of the perturbation which is constant in time. So thank you very much.